I grew up in a family that worshipped blood like it was religion. Blood before all, that was the rule. Not just an idea. Not a metaphor, a full-on cult-like commandment. We didn't call the cops on family. We didn't air dirty laundry, and we sure as hell didn't betray each other to outsiders. I was raised thinking that if a family member murdered someone, you helped bury the body and asked no questions. That's how it worked in my house. I'm 31 now, but the story starts when I was 13. That's when I first realized how deep the rot went. My Uncle Craig, my dad's younger brother, lived with us for a while. He was the golden boy of the family, even though he was a walking disaster, alcoholic, cokehead, and had this disgusting habit of accidentally walking in on me while I was changing. My mom always told me to lock the door. My dad told me I was being paranoid. Craig? He'd wink and say, "You'll understand when you're older." I never told anyone what he did until years later. I didn't think it would matter. And then, when I was 17, it happened. My younger cousin Allie, Craig's daughter, confided in me that her dad had been touching her. She was crying so hard I could barely understand her. She was only 11. I held her in my room while she shook in my arms, terrified he'd hear. I told my mom. I begged her to do something. Her face went pale, and then she just sighed. "We don't ruin the family," she whispered. I didn't know what to say. She told me I had to forget it, that it was a misunderstanding. I realized then that blood before all meant protect the abuser, not the victim. Allie ended up in a psych ward a few years later. Drug abuse, self-harm, full spiral. Meanwhile, Uncle Craig kept showing up at barbecues like nothing had happened. The entire family just pretended it was normal, and I swallowed it. I shouldn't have. But I did. For years. Fast forward to when I was 24. It'd gotten out, I moved across the country, started over, cut most contact. But then my younger sister Jen called me sobbing one night. She told me Craig had started making comments about her daughter, my 5-year-old niece. I saw red. I told her to go to the police. She begged me not to. "You know what Dad will do. You know they'll circle the wagons." She was terrified, and she was right. I decided I was done watching from the sidelines. If no one else was going to burn this family to the ground, I'd strike the match myself. The first thing I did was go to Allie. She was 22 by then, in and out of rehab, barely holding it together. But she still remembered everything. I sat with her for hours, and when I told her what Craig had said about Yen's daughter, she went silent. Then she nodded. "I'll testify," she said. "Let's fucking ruin him." I started recording everything. Every call with my parents, every conversation with Craig. I even faked reconciliation just to get closer. He was still a creep, kept talking about how the world was too sensitive now, how girls mature faster, and all the usual pedo garbage. I kept the receipts. I used a burner phone to record hours of disgusting shit. Meanwhile, I got Allie into a legal advocacy group for survivors. It helped us start building a case. I learned more about statute of limitations, admissibility of past abuse claims, and how to protect minors in testimony than I ever wanted to. I met with lawyers. I learned how to talk without triggering memory contamination. I coached Allie through everything. It took months, and it nearly broke both of us. But we built a case. Then came the night that broke everything wide open. My dad hosted his annual family unity barbecue. Yes, that's what he actually called it. I flew back under the pretense of reconnecting. Craig was there, drunk as usual. Jen didn't come, but her daughter was with a babysitter. That night, while Craig was pissing behind the garage, I confronted him. Alone. I told him I knew everything. He laughed. "You think anyone's going to believe a couple of junkie whores over me?" He slurred. I had it all recorded. The next day, I went straight to the police with Allie. We filed formal charges. The case was accepted. CPS was looped in. The family exploded. My mom screamed at me over the phone for ruining everything. My other uncles threatened me with lawyers. I told them all to eat shit. Then I got strategic. I leaked everything anonymously. Every recording, every file, every whisper. I made a burner Reddit account, posted to multiple subs, included voice recordings and transcripts. I dropped files with reporters. I sent packages to the schools Craig volunteered at. He was fired, blackballed, and his face was all over local news within a week. My dad tried to sue me for defamation. It went nowhere. Turns out, truth is an absolute defense. But I went after my parents financially. I ticked off the IRS about their years of undeclared income from under-the-table rental properties. Yep, turns out that generational wealth they always bragged about, built on tax fraud. They were audited within 6 months. Fines, seizures, frozen assets. They lost their vacation home, sold their cars. My mom had a breakdown, Allie testified. So did 2 other cousins who came forward after seeing the Reddit posts. Craig took a plea deal, registered sex offender, 5 years inside. Not enough, but better than nothing. But the best part, my parents are now pariahs in their perfect little gated community. Words spread. People talk. Their friends stop showing up. My mom had to go back to work for the first time in 20 years. My dad's blood pressure spiked so high he had a stroke last year. Still alive. Still bitter. And me? I'm out. I've got no family, no ties, nothing left of the people who raised me. But I've got peace. I sleep better knowing the cycle is broken. That my niece, that other girls might speak up now because we did. They told me I destroyed the family. I didn't. I just took out the trash. And you know what? Trash burns.